A Japanese woman and her son survived the atomic bombing of Nagasaki. A young girl looks after her baby sister in the poverty of cholera ravaged streets of Spitalfields in the East End of London, 1886. An iron worker during construction of the Columbia Tower, Seattle, 1984. A view of the Dome of the Rock Mosque in Jerusalem, Palestine, 33 years before the declaration of the State of Israel, 1915. Dr. DeWitt Webb with the St. Augustine Monster, a 30-foot-long, 5-ton carcass of an unidentified marine animal which washed ashore in St. Augustine, Florida in 1896. 1890 family photo. Getting a ticket for indecent swimwear at Rockaway Beach in New York City, 1946. Gerald Ford lets Brezhnev try on his coat, 1974. Soviet sailors visit the grave of Karl Marx, London, United Kingdom, 1956. Drifting down the Yukon River on a self-built raft in 1982. Anti-evolution books on sale in Dayton, Tennessee, where the Monkeyville trial of Professor John T. Scopes took place. John Kennedy juggling, Nuremberg, 1937. A Canadian officer from HMCS Nootka, 2nd distributes candy to local children during the Korean War in 1952. Elizabeth Taylor in Iran, 1976. Agatha Christie in Paris, 1906. Catherine Bach, 1982. Ronald Reagan is shown in a scene from Bedtime for Bonzo, a Universal Picture movie released in 1951. Chester Carlson, inventor of the Xerox machine. Claude Monet in his house at Giverny, circa 1915-20. Customers and staff listening to a ball game at the Yankee Tavern in the Bronx, New York City, 1950s. bridge being swept away during a flood in Cleveland, Ohio around 1913. High School Student Council President Mark Hamill was once held by the Shore Patrol for violating curfew on prom night, Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan, 1960s. A lady trying a seductive pose, photo from late 1960s, possibly 1970s. A grateful French woman serves drinks to United States soldiers following the liberation of Trèves during the Battle of Normandy following the Allied D-Day invasion of France on June 10, 1944. A Navajo woman with her baby, Arizona, 1929. (1982), Madonna. Shepard Sherbell, the man with the frozen mustache, 1990s. September 1939, Lofty the Dutch giant and his 3-feet-high brother getting into a taxi. Marlon Brando and Paul Newman at a sit-in protest against housing discrimination in Sacramento, California, 1963. Actress and model Mona Knox poses as a cowgirl in a 1955 photo. Miners digging for coal in Wales, 1931. Singer Bobby Darin stands next to a hand-built car named the Bobby Darin Dream Car on March 31, 1961. A Night in the City, 1960s. Photographed by František Dostal. The sign said for colored patrons only, although in reality this wasn't always the case. If all the white seats were taken, you had to give up your spot to the next white person. Photograph of 2 United States soldiers with dozens of pieces of art stolen by Hermann Göring, found in a cave in Schönau am Königssee, Germany, World War II, 1945. 1964. Beatles fans try to enter the customs hall at London Airport by crawling through the baggage conveyor belt. From the Summer People series, 1970. Photographer František Dostal. Herero and Nama genocide prisoners in chain, German Southwest Africa, Herero Uprising, 1904 to 1908. A moment during a Harvard University lacrosse team photo shoot, 1920s. The Great New England Hurricane of 1938. 106-year-old William Casby, born a slave in 1857, poses with his extended family while holding his great-great-granddaughter, Cherry Stamps McCrae. 24th of March, 1963. Race riots in Detroit in 1943. The Eiffel Tower rises during its construction for the 1889 Exposition Universelle in Paris, 1888, surrounded by scaffolding and exhibition buildings as Gustave Eiffel's iron structure nears completion. Istanbul pogrom of 1955. A little girl with a grizzly bear. Location unknown, mid-20th century. This is what the first carriages with roofs looked like. Cutting down a redwood tree in Humboldt County, California in the 1910s. Van Gogh and Gauguin drinking with post-impressionist artists. Third from the left is Vincent van Gogh. On the far right is Paul Gauguin. Paris, December 1887. Puda Gotthold and Anita Zellberg. Plane stunt. Leon Bully's car. Helmet with a built-in communication device, so that the riders can communicate to each other, 1960s. Survivors from the 87th floor of the World Trade Center North Tower, wandering in the dust. After the collapse of the South Tower, New York City, September 11, 2001. 50s luxury, a live organ and musical accompaniment for first-class passengers during the flight. A 16-year-old Brian May in 1963, with the red special guitar he was building with his father, Harold. This homemade instrument, crafted from a 100-year-old fireplace mantel, would go on to define the sound of Queen. 2 United States soldiers writing funny Easter greetings to Hitler. Quite terrifying penguin costumes. Civil Rights March, Grenada, Mississippi, 1960s. Soldiers of the 369th Infantry Regiment, also known as Harlem Hellfighters, parading down 15th Avenue, New York, on their return from service in Europe during World War I, circa 1919. Sigourney Weaver, 1983. Pro-life demonstration, Washington, D.C., United States, 1979. Elevator girls at the Marshall Field and Company department store in Chicago, which ran a charm school for its elevator operator, 1947. Hyde Park, London, England, 1932. Taking measurements of American basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Lou Alcindor, height 218 centimeters, 1967. Sophia Loren and Jane Mansfield. Palestinian Arabs, together with British deserters, exploded 3 trucks on Ben Yehuda Street in Jerusalem in 1948. Brigitte Bardot. From the series Summer People, 1974, photographer František Dostal. Sammy Davis Jr. fools around while posing for the camera as James Dean films him. Nose art of B-25H, Mitchell Bomber, Eaton Kitty, circa 1944. The original version of this plane's name was considered to be inappropriate by the command and was ordered to be painted out and replaced with Kitty. The Azorian hood, or capote e capello, was a traditional garment commonly worn in the Azores, particularly on the island of Fayal, until the 1930s. 1942. More than 1,500 city and state troopers and police officers guard vans transporting black immigrant workers to white Detroit neighborhoods under the federal housing program. Picking out a movie at the video store in the 1990s. "19-year-old model Marilyn Monroe." January 25, 1948, Los Angeles, California. The Santa Fe F3, a number 19-L diesel passenger locomotive, hangs over Aliso Street after running off the end of its track at Union Station. United States pop singer Peggy March is critically eyed by a grumpy West Berlin granny, 1971. Legendary cosmonauts Belka and Strelka, after successfully completing their orbital flight around the Earth, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, August 1960. Queen Elizabeth II with Diana, Princess of Wales, 1991. Paul McCartney, Abbey Road Studios, 1970s. Monica Bellucci, 1990. This was Forges as an English-language sign, marking the ruins of the town of Forges-les-Eaux in northern France. The town was razed to the ground between 1914 and 1917. Mountaineers trying to get car out of creek, up South Fork of the Kentucky River, Breathitt County, Kentucky, 1940. The world's largest tricycle, 1898. People take part in one of New York City's first Pride marches in 1973. Robbie the Robot, star of Forbidden Planet, wins big on roulette at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, 1956. People prepare for the start of the yacht races in Central Park, New York City, 1910s. A young George W. Bush campaigning for his father's Senate campaign, 1970. Young Belfast men gather around burning vehicles in a debris-strewn Belfast street. The fires were set as a harassment tactic against the British soldiers stationed in Belfast to restore order. 1981. Ronald Reagan with his wife Nancy and daughter Patty. Legendary baseball player Jackie Robinson signs autographs for young fans. Axel Paulsen, world speed skating champion from 1882 to 1890 and inventor of the hardest jump in figure skating, the Axel jump. Charles Lindbergh arrives at London after a flight from Brussels in his Ryan monoplane, the Spirit of St. Louis, 1927. A crowd of around 100,000 turned out to see him arrive, 8 days after his completion of the first solo transatlantic flight. Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg on a skiing vacation in Tyrol, 1932. Two boys working on an early electronic calculator, 1950. Marine Private First Class Bob Kamenecki dances the twist with motion picture actress Jane Mansfield at the United States Naval Station Argentia in Newfoundland, Canada. Lisa Fonsagrive's pen, 1937 France. Many considered her the first supermodel. (1962) Carlsbad, New Mexico. Cat escaping dog. Up pole on beach. Designer Fyodor Vasilyevich Tokarev, best known for developing the TT pistol and the SVT 3840 rifle. A beauty contest at a women's juvenile detention center in Ryazan, 1989. A stroller with a special mechanism for climbing stairs. Ann Hodges was the only human being in recorded history to be hit by a meteorite in 1954 in Sylacauga. The last man is taken off. A shipwrecked trawler off the coast of southern England, 1962. Car packing at George Washington, 1959. During World War I, American sculptor Anna Coleman Ladd crafted remarkably lifelike prosthetic masks for disfigured soldiers, helping them reclaim their appearance and confidence after the devastating injuries of modern warfare. 1918. Purim Celebration, 1947. Silo 374-3 near Damascus, Arkansas after a Titan II long range. ICBM exploded several hours after a falling wrench head deflected into and punctured the missile's first-stage fuel tank, 1980. Johnny Depp's arrest in 1994 after he trashed a hotel room while trying to kill a cockroach. A soldier saying goodbye to his wife and children in 1940. Mata Hari, fashionably visiting the Longchamp racecourse, the place to see and be seen, 4 October 1908. United States troops of the 173rd Airborne Brigade in Ben Cat, Vietnam. September 25, 1965. A young German prisoner of war sits with a blank expression after being captured by Allied forces, northern France. 1 September 1944. A young hippie couple, 1970s. (1957) House of Cardboard. (1944) Child serenades a cat and 2 pups. John Lennon and Paul McCartney writing together, 1968. Elvis was drafted to the United States Army in 1958. Having a beer in the Tendre Saloon, early 1900s, Castroville, Texas. Skinheads, London, 1970s. General Secretary of the CPSU, Central Committee L.I. Brezhnev, and United States President R. Nixon, with American astronauts C. Conrad, P. Weitz, and D. Kerwin San Clemente, USA, 1973. 1956, boy climbs onto road sign. Blackfeet Indians at St. Mary Lake, Glacier National Park. A woman broke through a police cordon to photograph the wedding of Elizabeth II, London, 1947. Boy delivering milk to the restaurant Louisiane on Iberville Street in the French Quarter of New Orleans, circa 1903. Alain Delon and Pigeons, 1962.